Louise Gibson is no ordinary single mother. After repeated running injuries, Lou switched over to cycling and has since ridden the full route of the Tour de France as team manager and one of the riders of the InternationElles. There are 10 female cyclists and several crew from across the globe united in the fight for equality and to boost women's cycling. Lou has also represented Great Britain twice at the UCI Gran Fondo World Championships, placed third overall in the 2020 Virtual Revolve24 24-hour challenge in a 4-female team, and she's also Everested twice. The big question in this episode, why shouldn't women have the same opportunities as men?
So it's 21 stages and it's about 2,200 miles within 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so
that's amazing.
Over 100 miles a day, and including mountains, proper mountains.
Oh, yeah.
We were inspired by a French team called InternationElles Velo, who ride the full route of the Tour de France each year in a move for equality, because there is no women's Tour de France. There's a one-day version, which just isn't good enough. So they started as quite a small group, a girl and a friend, and then grew their groups, and they're 6 years in now of riding the full route each year, just to prove that women can do it. Yeah, that's them. Claire, the lady on the right, is the founder of it. And each year they open up for applications for new people to join the team.
And you referenced two things. First you said crisps, and then you said chips. But for us Americans, so chips are like French fries,
yes,
oddly enough, and crisps are like potato chips for us.
So it's the opposite. We actually all met for the first time in Brussels last year at the start of the Tour de France. So it was interesting. Thankfully, we all got on well and all had an amazing time, but it was a bit of a social experiment coming together with people from all over the world being thrown into such a, extreme environment of craziest challenge of riding the full route of the Tour de France. It was nuts. We were riding for up to 10 hours a day, sleeping only for 5 or 6 hours a night maximum. So for 3 weeks in a row. In the Tour de France next year, we are doing Fondo twice on stage 11, I think it is. So those are some things I want to tick off. So some of the big classic climbs, that you've heard of from the Tour de France stuff, that's on my bucket list. I've never done London to Paris, which is a classic one for people to tick off as well. And just more cycling in America. So before all of the pandemic stuff, I'm often in America. My fiance lives in Texas. Just being silent is not good enough. You have to stand up for things when you believe in them, about sexism and racism and stuff. It's just not okay anymore. Thankfully, the world has woken up, and people will make a stand now on stuff that's not right. Discrimination in any form is just not okay. We had the Olympics here in London in 2012. And a lot of the cyclists and then Victoria Pendleton, I think that kind of got me watching cycling before I even, started it, because that was 8 years ago. And I think that probably started the thought process of thinking, cycling's pretty cool, actually. And a lot of those women were amazing. I'm lucky enough to know Dame Sarah Story. Now she's a Paralympian. She was a swimmer and now cyclist, and she's incredible, so inspiring.
So what do you want to be known for as a cyclist at the end of the day, Lou?
I think it's the equality stuff. I think, for me, that is so important, and that we're making a difference for the future generations so that little girls can have the same opportunities as their brothers. That for me would just be a wonderful thing, to be known for having made some change and made a difference in that.
Check out our website for a full list of episodes, our YouTube video library, and of course, follow us on Facebook to get the latest and greatest straight to your feed. And if you're on the go, be sure to download our audio episodes from your favorite podcast platform, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Until next episode, Ultra Family, keep spinning Ultra.